Looking up into the sky is actually looking down into the cosmic abyss with only gravity keeping you from falling. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Colin Monroe, and falling down is basically getting hit by a planet. Facts. There are almost 5,000 SCPs on the SCP Foundation wiki. An SCP basically being something that possesses a weird ability or property, and there are several games based off the best ones. But which SCPs wouldn't really work in a video game? That's what we're exploring with today's list of the top 10 SCPs that shouldn't be in video games. Roll the intro. And at 10, SCP-1569. SCP-1569 is an organism that looks similar to a giant peacock mantis shrimp. Here's a picture of one. Yeah, the SCP is 1 meter tall, 2 meters wide, and 9 meters long. This thing is huge. It comes in weighing at a massive 20,659.5 pounds. That's 9,371 kilograms for everyone using the metric system, which is literally every country but 3. The problem with this SCP is that I don't know where it would fit. It's described as being docile unless interacting with a shark, even going so far as to hug Foundation personnel. So where would this guy really fit into a game? Not even Containment Breacher's secret laboratory could make sense just based on how massive and passive this thing is. Hey, that rhymed. It couldn't really be a boss, and I mean people can make a game for anything, but with SCP-1569 being the subject, there isn't really a point unless it's an Easter egg in a fishing game. Like, that's the only way I could see it working. Like those fishing arcade games where like the shark is the biggest fish and you win tickets. Put this in there for like 1,000 tickets and I'd be happy, but not in anything else. And at 9, SCP-2647. This SCP is impossible to fully contain. It may not be entirely anomalous itself, but this is more about the individuals it affects. The SCP is the company Omega Life Insurance. Advertisements for them date back to 1957, first appearing in newspapers, phone books, and later online. There are 800 different numbers that can appear on those advertisements, and they're not traceable to any address. The addresses provided in these ads don't exist. They don't appear on any maps or even on any services. If you call the number, you get an automated voice talking about your insurance policy, whether you want to enable it, renew it, or cancel it. These policies range from $1,000 to $3,000 a year. Once a call has been attempted, the advertisement used to find that number will disappear, but if you write down the number, you are still able to use it again. If you choose to enact a policy, you and anyone you choose to include will experience the following: no aging past 30 years old, and if you are over 30, you will be aged backwards to 30. Immunity to life-threatening diseases, which is very topical right now, and if you have any disease, it will disappear in 3 days. And probability-defying luck in avoiding or surviving potentially fatal events like car accidents or being shot, stuff like that. But if you regularly interact with the SCP, you will essentially get the opposite. It is unknown if regularly interacting means constantly calling or just having these effects for a long time. So like if you have the policy for a while, I don't know if that counts as interacting with it for a while. And at 8, SCP-3128. SCP-3128 is a near-complete Monopoly game set originally produced in Portugal, therefore it's called Monopolio. I prefer Monopolio. When played, it actively changes the global real estate markets. Events in real life will directly mirror the events in game. Following the subprime mortgage crisis of 2007, all further tests by researchers involving manipulation of real estate markets via gameplay have been suspended. While it could be useful in real life, the actual game has no other properties, so the game itself is Monopoly. If you play a Monopoly game and call it SCP-3128, if anyone points it out, you're still gonna get a cease and desist. There's honestly no point in putting this in a game. It would have no effect on gameplay and testing is prohibited anyway, so let's just play Monopoly. And at 7, SCP-1256. One of the weirdest SCPs on the wiki. SCP-1256 is a 24-page pamphlet entitled Bees Smarter Than You Think, written by Delane Lurdy and Ryan Hughes, and published by Red Rose Publishing Sydney in 1997. The publishing company has no record of the publication and the authors don't remember writing it. Individual pages contain no anomalous properties. The properties only manifest when someone reads the full 24-page pamphlet. I don't know why anyone would do that if it's about bees. If you do, you will see any members of the bee family as sapient, including wasps. You will then attempt to care for the insects and forget all about other activities. You will basically become a bee, collecting food, repairing the hive, helping the queen with her reproductive cycle. And the specimens you produce typically kill multiple other bees and are met with extreme hostility. This game would basically be like the SCP-091 game I played on the channel a few days ago, and I honestly saw no point to that game, and I see no point to this. Don't get me wrong, that game was well made, but I didn't really think it had much to it. This game wouldn't either. It would have more, but not enough. And at 6, SCP-2597. 2597 is a weight. Yeah. What? Yes, a weight that acts as if it has negative mass. Tests have concluded that the SCP's internal mass is negative 2 kilograms, meaning that its density is that of liquid mercury. Liquid, not Freddy. And notice I said density, not weight. Therefore, any force applied to it will result in the opposite action occurring. Due to this, SCP-2597 will fall upwards, and any surface it makes contact with will only make it go faster, and it will break through any barriers in its way. This SCP is contained in a vacuum-sealed chamber on the top floor of Site-55 and is submerged in enough liquid mercury to keep it suspended in the middle due to its natural buoyancy. I don't know how a weight is buoyant, but whatever. And it's not allowed to come into contact with any solid surface. It is believed that even the collision with air molecules increases the speed of its falling. I don't really think it would be possible to include this in a game due to the fact that its special property is just falling. Sure, it may be falling up, but how are you meant to include that in a game? And the concept is really weird. Interesting, don't get me wrong, but definitely too weird for a game. In at 5, SCP-3146. SCP-3146 is already a video game. It goes by Magical Hearts XX Upgrade Ultimate Extensions Destroy or Ascend. It is only found in Blu-ray formatting, not a sponsor, and only playable on the PS3, I wish. The only discs in existence were created during a Y Manifestation event. It's a 2D 1v1 fighting game, basically a ripoff of Mortal Kombat. But let's talk about the Y Manifestation events. Any event with over 200 individuals has a chance of becoming a Y Manifestation event, they being triggered by an evacuation due to an emergency. Once evacuated, the building will generate multiple PS3 consoles with the game loaded. They're powered on and connected to a portable TV. For the duration of the event, the SCP will cause attending people to want to play the game, will cause them to be able to materialize things that they own even if they weren't carrying it, like money from a bank account. And it will cause a tournament to begin, where 50% of the buy-in will be given to the top 8 players and the rest will vanish, seemingly with the SCP. Maybe making the SCP game itself would work, but not the actual event. It would be weird, but maybe in like a story mode? I'm questioning myself now. It's already a game. Like, how can you make a game about a game? I mean, I guess that's FNAF VR, but kind of. Just stop. In at 4, SCP-2676. SCP-2676 is literally a table. A table 1.5 meters by 0.8 meters by 0.5 meters. However, it's composed of African blackwood, which can be sold for $13,000 per cubic square meter. So it's a fairly expensive table. In the center of the table is a miniature cityscape. Most of the buildings are broken and run down, but that's not the point. The point is that it's basically a video game map. When 2 individuals fall asleep within 45 meters of the SCP, the table will light up and spawn 3 separate characters on this map. One which seems to be a hunter that looks the same every time, and 2 that look similar to the individuals that fell asleep. The hunter will attempt to catch the dreamers, where if they do, the person will wake up violently, but if they evade until they wake up, naturally, I guess they win. When they wake, the subjects feel a greater emotional attachment to one another, and if their sexual orientation aligns, then one or both of them can develop feelings for the other. Oof, I hate catching feelings. No matter the outcome, the subjects report a dreamless and restful sleep. God, I need that. And at 3, SCP-4201. This is the weirdest one on the list. I only put it at number 3 because I kinda wanna see this as a game, even if it would probably suck. SCP-4201 is a designation given to the conflict between 2 pizza parlors in Agloe, New York. Somehow, the conflict has escalated to an extreme scale. The war is fought with armies of anomalous composition that follows the pizza theme. Yeah. Pizza Wars, the next great Star Wars spin-off, better than the last movie. One team fights with personified dough, cheese, and toppings that are armed with bayonet rifles and supported by cavalry and artillery. The other uses much more modern techniques, such as planes and advanced firearms. They typically use drones and robots, which are themed around the tools in that pizzeria. To me, it seems like the conflict arose due to an ever-changing industry and 2 men who had different points of view on how to make a pizza. The one who was old-fashioned and the one who was using new age tech. But again, it wouldn't really work for a video game, but I still kinda wanna see it happen. And at 2, SCP-3744. SCP-3744 is a 23-year-old man who, during sessions of Dungeons & Dragons, will display reality-bending abilities, which he uses to make the game more immersive and realistic. This ranges from changing the room size to manifesting objects, spawning living entities, or even giving others temporary anomalous abilities. He is only able to do this during sessions of Dungeons & Dragons and not able to use his powers outdoors. This just seems weird to me. I mean, it would be dope to see these things happen and get really into living the life of your character, but how could you make a game surrounding this? And I mean, Riverdale had an episode similar to this when Archie was attacked by a bear, then was in like a mini coma and had to play Griffins and Gargoyles to save his life, but still, don't. Season 3 of that show wasn't great anyway. Don't emulate it. Finally, in at number 1, SCP-111. Advertised as a dragon snail, SCP-111 is an artificial species of invertebrate that resembles a snail. They are different by being warm-blooded, having complex eyes, and small horns consisting of tentacles made of cartilage. They are 20 centimeters in length, 12 centimeters in width, and 15 centimeters tall. Think slightly larger than Gary the snail. Most abnormally, however, SCP-111 can basically breathe fire due to a lower jaw containing methane gas. Blowing a small amount of this through their throat can serve as enough to ignite the flame, hence the advertisement for dragon snail. I don't know how this would work, okay? Like, it's too weird to have its own thing, and plus I already have to deal with my dog who seems to not understand that he needs to let me know when he needs to pee. If he could breathe fire, I'd be dead. Like, honestly. There we have it, friends, the top 10 SCPs that shouldn't be in video games. Which SCPs do you think shouldn't be in video games, and are there any that are in video games that you think should be removed? Let me know below, and on your way down there, be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content, and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been Shouldnt Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video. SCP-1256 is a 24-page Well, that's what I just called it. Oh, you thought I was so far. And at 3, SCP. You know what? Hold on. Can this fix marriages? Like, if you put like a really bad couple there and they fall asleep, and like, would that work? I need to know. Fix my marriage. I remember when I convinced you, like, you thought I had a kid. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm a dad, I should know this. And you're like, really? I'm like, no.